Hi guys, this is a redirect to my reaction to Avatar The Last Airbender episodes 10, 11, 12 and 13 of season 2. Some brilliant episodes. We got to see Suki again, we got to see unfortunately that Appa got kidnapped, and that still is a mystery of where he went exactly. Unfortunately, it was really sad when he got taken away. But it's not Toph's fault though, because she was actually protecting. She was saving Aang, Katara, and Sokka from the library. So in the first episode, there's a quadruple reaction by the way, and also I just wanted to firstly say that I misunderstood Jet quite majorly in the last two episodes. So I thought he was I mean, he still has a thing against the firebenders. I just can't. I'm a little bit salty in what he did to the trio in episode 10 in season 1, because he like betrayed the trust of the trio. But he was actually stealing food from the king because the king was like taking so much of the food rather than giving it to the refugees. So that was why he asked Zuko's help. He asked for Zuko's help. So that was a misunderstanding. So I apologize for that. Anyway, so the first episode was about the library, the sacred library that is a massive library that could give. So the trio thought that they could get some information about the Fire Nation, but unfortunately the Fire Nation, they have blocked off, they've literally like got rid of any like sort of trace or information about their plans and about them, their history and the maps and stuff like that. So the trio really wanted to find a Fire Nation map, or at least find some info about the Fire Nation. So that's why they went into the library. They had to look for the library, and it was like really dug underground in the desert that they were in. So they had to like not lift it. They had to like climb on top of it and then go down from the inside. And Toph had to be left behind though. So she was watching Appa. Meanwhile, the trio, they found this clock thing, dial. It's a dial. This dial, galactic dial that had like this moon and a sun that was like going around, and it sort of like showed like the times and the day and nights, the time of day, and so they found out from the dial that a solar eclipse is actually going to come, and it's going to come in a few months. Now they had to get permission from the owl who actually owns the library, but they tricked the owl. They weren't fully honest to the owl of what their intentions were about finding information in the library, because to the owl they were just like they needed to find some information, but they didn't say why they needed that information. So when the owl found out that they want to use this information to start a conflict, the owl took it the wrong way, that they are just wanting to start trouble and start a war. So the owl tried to attack them all. It was really difficult. The owl is extremely powerful. So he was basically sinking the whole entire library because he doesn't like it when people use the information in the library to carry out evils. So I totally understood from his point of view, but then again, he totally misunderstood the actual trio. He thought they were the bad guys when actually they're against the Fire Nation. The Fire Nation were the ones that were using that were misusing the library for evil purposes. But that's not Aang. Aang's trying to stop the war at all costs, in fact. So that's why he needed information. So they fortunately did get out. They managed to escape, and with Toph's help, because she was actually trying to stop the building from sinking underneath, because that's what the owl was doing. So Toph, like, major respect to Toph, just the amount of effort she went through. I mean, all of them, the amount of effort they went through in these episodes, but like Toph, like she's been a great help in terms of like saving people, protecting people, and carrying out attacks where necessary. So Toph, she did manage to save them, but unfortunately it happened at the same time that Appa was actually getting kidnapped, and she knew that Appa was getting kidnapped behind her, but the thing is, she had to stop the building from sinking, because if she had saved Appa instead, then basically the trio would have died, hypothetically speaking. So, you know, she had to like choose. She was in a dilemma, like, do I save the trio, do I save Appa from getting kidnapped? So she thought, obviously she made the right decision to save the trio because they were more likely to be in danger. It was a life-threatening situation. So yeah, she felt really bad about it, but unfortunately Aang was very, very furious, and he was very furious in episode 11, and it was so shocking to see him so mad. But I totally understand it, of course, because we love Appa. Appa was his pet for a very, very, very long time, and you know, like, I mean, I can't relate because I don't have any pets, but I can imagine that they're like your best friend, basically. So, I just hope Appa is okay. So, Appa was basically kidnapped by a bunch of sand nomads, I believe. And so Aang was trying to interrogate sand nomads that they eventually found after like nights or a night of like trying to like get across the desert without Appa's help. So that was really difficult to get through the desert because they didn't know like which way was the exit point. Um, but they eventually found this vehicle. There's a glider to get through the desert more quickly. And then Aang got so mad when he found out what they did to Appa. Sand Nomad, he had to like because Aang he was getting into the avatar state, so he was getting really, really mad that he actually activated his avatar state, and that's when the Sand Nomad actually gave himself up. It's thanks to Toph actually, because Toph actually recognized his voice as the one that actually kidnapped Aang. So that's good. It's good that Toph has a really good sense of hearing. She's very good with the sounds and the senses. Well, apart from sight, obviously, but yeah, she makes up for it with the other senses. Yeah, Aang got really, he went bonkers, he went ballistic against this guy. And Katara, the sweet girl, like she tried to calm down Aang, and Aang eventually calmed down. But in the following two episodes, he was just really sad. And so their mission was to find Appa, but also go to Ba Sing Se. So in Ba Sing Se, there are a lot of refugees that are being held there. And in the meanwhile, Zuko and Iroh are also refugees in Ba Sing Se, so they basically went to the same place, but they didn't encounter each other. They were in different ships, I believe. And Zuko met Jet. Jet, I kind of misunderstood him, but I'm not saying that I like him. Like, no, I don't like him, but like, so he unfortunately found out that Iroh and Zuko are actually firebenders because Iroh stupidly boiled the tea that he had because it was cold. How can you can't risk exposure like that, you just can't. And unfortunately Jet caught him doing it, but Iroh thinks that he didn't see it. Oh man. So now Jet is going to go after Zuko and Iroh because he hates firebenders. So I guess he's going to go after them now, even though they seemed like really good friends. Oh man. Anyway, so in the last two episodes, Aang saw a huge drill that actually stopped him from finding Appa because he needs to sort this problem out of the drill. So the firebenders, the Fire Nation, they wanted to use this huge drill to get through the wall of Ba Sing Se. So they wanted to invade it. Basically, they wanted to claim it as their own. They've been claiming a lot of lands already. So they've been really, really greedy with like claiming so many lands, invading, hurting people. You know, yeah. So they had to make a plan. Sokka, the absolute genius, came up with a plan that you have to hit the pressure points inside the drill. And then you'll be able to like break down the drill from the inside. So that was a really smart idea that actually Toph kind of came up with, and Sokka came up with the actual plan of how to do that. So that's really smart of him because he lacks in the fighting department. So him being the brains of the group, it makes sense. It's nice to see Suki again, and it's nice that we're seeing a strong development between her and Sokka. Like I was really rooting for that, and also the strong development between Katara and Aang. I'm calling it. They definitely are gonna get together. Like I don't see like anyone else. I mean, Katara has shown interest in other people, but I don't know if Zuko and Katara would be a thing. But like Aang and Katara, like they have a lot of screen time. That's the thing. They have a lot of chemistry as well. Like Katara knows how to calm down Aang when he's angry, and you know that's good wife material. I'm just saying. So yeah, and Suki, like Sokka, he has to forget about Yue, how he was being very overprotective of Suki because of what happened to Yue. He couldn't protect Yue, but you know, like I hope he stays faithful to Suki. Like, you know, I was actually offended that he didn't even recognize Suki when she came. Like, she wore different clothes and she didn't wear makeup, so it's kind of understandable. But I was just like, dude, even I recognized her. It's been like quite a while. Anyway, so yeah, it was really nice seeing. So there was a fight between Aang and Azula at the end. Aang was using earthbending and he was doing so well with the earthbending. So yeah, he's really learning. He's really learning a lot, and he's now. I'm not saying he's on Azula's level, but I do think Azula probably underestimated Aang, and that's why she didn't go as hard as she did. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it just seemed like she wasn't trying her absolute best. She was trying hard, but like just not her absolute best, you know. But she was close to like capturing him, but he used earthbending and destroyed the drill, and basically saved Ba Sing Se. So that's all good. Now they just need to find Appa, and yeah, and stop the war really. Against the Fire Nation. So yeah, that's my thoughts. So what did you think of these episodes? Let me know and stay tuned for more.